welcome to Election 360 with me, Shobhana K. Nair. Today, I'm thrilled to take you to the battleground of Baramati. But before we get on to that roller coaster, a sobering note from the campaign this week. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who has been criticizing the Congress manifesto, calling it a Muslim League document, went a step further. In a speech in Rajasthan this Sunday, he said that Congress manifesto has promised to take your personal wealth and give it away to Muslims. You can read the details of this story and the reactions to the Prime Minister's statement on our pages in the Hindu and on our website. Now, the campaign seems to be taking a predictable turn with the ratcheting up of the communal rhetoric. Is this a response to the BJP's fear that Hindutva agenda, which acted as a glue to unite all castes, holding together the extremes, is no longer as effective as it was in 2014 and 2019? Now, only results will tell us the absolute truth. But for now, on the Hindu pages, you can follow stories about Rajput revolt in Uttar Pradesh and Gujarat and the growing fear among scheduled castes and scheduled tribes about losing reservation. This fear is fueled by remarks from BJP leaders that there will be significant changes in the constitution. Hold that thought for now as we go to Maharashtra's Baramati constituency, where Supriya Sule is facing her sister-in-law Sunetra Pawar. But is the contest just between these two ladies, or what are the larger implications of this battle of Baramati? To help us answer these questions, we will be joined by our Pune correspondent Shoumojit Banerjee, who's also one of the most delightful writers in the Hindu. Welcome, Shoumojit.
Hi, Sobhana.
Hi. Let's break the battle of Baramati for us. Let's begin with the basics. Who are the voters, and why is this battle so important?
The high prestige Baramati seat is playing out like a Jane Austen novel crossed with The Godfather, and this is the first time when two members of the Pawar family are contesting as rival candidates. They are Supriya Sule, who's seeking re-election for the fourth time. She is the daughter of NCP patriarch Sharad Pawar, and after the split, Ajit Pawar has fielded his wife Sunetra Pawar against his cousin sister. So it's Sunetra Pawar versus Supriya Sule, Nanand versus Bhauzai, as they say in Marathi. And speaking of Baramati, it is predominantly rural, but it is also full of rich sugar cooperatives, milk dairies. There are foreign companies, thanks to the ingenuity of the Pawar clan, thanks to their entrepreneurial spirit, and it has significant urban pockets. The predominant voters are the Marathas, who constitute roughly 45% or a little more. Sharad Pawar being the strong man, not just of Baramati but of Maharashtra. This is the region which has also thrown up leaders like Yashwantrao Chavan, who was Sharad Pawar's political mentor. And then you have the OBC Dhangar voters who play a significant role. It may be recalled that in 2014, an OBC leader, Mahadev Zankar, almost gave Supriya Sule a run for her money. Supriya Sule won that election very narrowly by 70,000 votes. And this time, after the split, the prestige of both rival Pawar clans are at stake.
Okay.
So it's a bigger of a contest.
Yeah. Now tell me something. This is a seat which between Sharad Pawar and his daughter Supriya Sule, the father-daughter duo have ruled since 1996. So that's nearly 3 decades.
Yes.
So what? So bear with me and let's play a game. Say if Supriya Sule was to lose on June 4th, what will be the larger implication for Sharad Pawar? And if Sunetra Pawar was to lose, how will Mahayuti change?
it will be a massive body blow, a massive loss of face, of prestige for Sharad Pawar, because he is the paterfamilias not just of the Pawar clan, but of Maharashtra's politics, speaking metaphorically. And Baramati has been the fulcrum of Maharashtra's politics since 1967, when Mr. Pawar became an MLA at the age of 27, right? And of course, he became the MP in '84. But the Pawar dominance is overwhelming, and it has often controlled Maharashtra's politics. So if Supriya Sule loses, it will be a defeat. It will be a big defeat. But a colossus like Sharad Pawar can't be written off at the political scene. This is, after all, we're speaking of a man who became Maharashtra's youngest CM at 37 in 1978 by toppling Vasant Patil's government. So he's the original party splitter, and so he's always in the game, even if he loses Baramati. But it will be a big blow. Ajit Pawar has staked his all. You see, when the BJP took Ajit Pawar, one of their conditions was that you've got to win Baramati for us. Baramati has been the holy grail for the BJP in Western Maharashtra. BJP has not been able to make significant inroads in Western Maharashtra. Despite the Modi waves of 2014, 19, Baramati has always held its own. You see, Ajit Pawar has been an MLA from Baramati for 35 years nearly. And despite Narendra Modi having campaigned in Baramati and calling Sharad Pawar and Ajit Pawar the corrupt Chacha Bhatija duo, it's not affected Ajit at all. So now that he's with the BJP, the Saffron Party hopes that Ajit is going to win Baramati for them. If he loses, then Ajit has already suffered an embarrassment. In 2019, his son Parth Pawar crashed from the Mawal Lok Sabha seat, and the first member of the Pawar clan to lose an election. So his future is at stake. Now the BJP does need Ajit Pawar. So it's not as if he loses, the BJP is, they'll say that his utility is over. He'll have some utility, but the BJP will be calling the shots then. And again, there is the eternal speculation that whether the two rival Pawar clans will come together. They've been very ambivalent over this. So we might just see that playing out. Who knows? I mean, who knows? The jury is out.
Yeah. So this election is primarily because two members of the same family decided to part ways and go with different alliances. So obviously, we are expecting a lot of realignments on the ground. It's not just the Pawars. I'm sure many friends have become foes and many foes have become friends.
Yes.
Now, please take us through that roller coaster.
Yes, so this is like a John le Carre Cold War thriller when principals are switching sides so rapidly one loses track. So Baramati is comprised of a number of important political clans, not just the Pawars. Their brand name is Supreme. So you have the Patils. See, there were a number of MPs before Sharad Pawar as well. There's a gentleman called Shankarrao Bajirao Patil from Indapur. He was twice MP of Baramati. His nephew Harshvardhan Patil used to be a tall Congress leader when the Congress and the NCP were in alliance in Maharashtra. And ever since then, Harshvardhan Patil was at loggerheads with Ajit Pawar. So Baramati and Indapur are just neighboring assembly segments. And Harshvardhan Patil was in no mood to campaign for Sunetra Pawar. The trick for the Mahayuti was to get these people on the table and make a compromise. And Harshvardhan was creating a lot of trouble for Ajit Pawar. The other segment is Purandar, where you have a leader called as Vijay Shivtare, who belongs to Eknath Shinde Shiv Sena. And Ajit Pawar had defeated Vijay Shivtare in 2019. He had called him out. He said, I'm going to overthrow you. And he did it. He had done the same with Harshvardhan Patil. Now, Vijay Shivtare was called summoned at the Varsha building in Bombay. That's the state residence. And CM Shinde had to strain every sinew. Fadnavis was present. Shivtare had vowed to defeat the Pawar clan and enter the fray as a third challenger. And he was really giving Ajit Pawar and Sunetra Pawar sleepless nights. And after much cajoling, Shivtare decided to withdraw, with the promise that Ajit Pawar would fulfill all pending development works in Baramati Lok Sabha constituency. There's one thing that we must understand here is that despite the Baramati model, much touted, There's a darker Baramati model which posits that the development has taken place only within the Pawar family and the areas that they've ruled over. There are 6 assembly segments. So 4 or 5 of them are completely underdeveloped. There are chronic water problems in villages, unemployment, drought, and Sharad Pawar hasn't done anything. Even Supriya Sule hasn't done anything. So this is there is a strong voter constituency which thinks this way. So so it took them all this effort to to get these foes to convert them into friends. Sharad Pawar is doing. He's also making the rounds. He visited the Kakade family, which was Sambhaji Rao Kakade was MP of Baramati twice. He was a tall leader, socialist leader in the Janata Party. Sharad Pawar hadn't been to his house for the last 55 years.
Wow.
And and such was the rivalry within Baramati. And so he visits the Kakre family, and the same day he visits the house of Anantrao Thopte, a dyed-in-wool Congress leader, who would have been CM of Maharashtra had not Sharad Pawar torpedoed his chances. This was even when Pawar was within the Congress. So Thopte was a strong rival of Sharad Pawar within the Congress. So Sharad Pawar mends fences with Thopte. And so both Ajit and his uncle are now running from pillar to post to ensure that they are candidates to win this battle.
So it's interesting that Maharashtra's Chief Minister Eknath Shinde and Devendra Fadnavis, Deputy Chief Minister, they have to work as the peacemaker, trying to get hold of people who Ajit Pawar may have rubbed the wrong way in the past.
Yes. And the day they filed their nominations, April 18th, Shinde even coined a slogan, paraphrasing Modi. So Shinde is saying that "Ab ki baar Sunetra Pawar." No, Modi says "Ab ki baar 400 par," and this is what Shinde said. And Devendra Fadnavis has said that Ajit Pawar was always sidelined within the NCP and he was ignored. And now we want to send the daughter-in-law to Delhi. Daughter-in-law means Sunetra Pawar. And the campaign has grown vicious, actually.
Since you already started talking about campaigning, we have exactly a minute. Tell me how exactly is the campaign panning? Who's calling who what?
The rhetoric has sharpened. Sharad Pawar has isolated Ajit from within the family. He called Ajit's family as the Pawar from outside, and his family, meaning he and Supriya, as the original Pawars. And it has also spilled over to the second or the third generation. Rohit Pawar, Sharad Pawar's grandnephew, who's with his grand uncle, is now sniping at Parth Pawar, who's Ajit Pawar's son. So just today, he said that Parth was given Y category security, and Rohit is mocking, why does he need Y? Give him Z like PM Modi. And so the family is bickering, and Ajit's own brother, Srinivas Pawar, has gone over to Sharad Pawar's side. Srinivas Pawar even called Ajit Pawar useless. Sharad Pawar has done so much for you, and now this is how you repay him. So there's a lot of the family split is now out in the open. And so while the deck seems to be stacked in Ajit's favor, the image of an old man throwing all his emotional pull over Baramati, it may strike a chord. And Sharad Pawar, as we know, always has an ace up his sleeve.
Yeah. So this is, as we say, facts are always stranger than fiction. I don't think any Bollywood writer could have written such a pot boiler as we are seeing. And there are too many powers to keep a track of. Thank you, Shoumojit, so much for joining us and helping us navigate this very difficult terrain of Baramati.
Thank you so much. My pleasure.